This is just a quick idea for a way to safely store Milwaukee M18 chainsaws on the back of a UTV or ATV. And I started out, I had an old bicycle hitch carrier, and I'm out in the garage here in this old milling machine that makes making mods easy and just moving some holes around. So I started out with this hitch carrier, and I also ordered a toolbox from Vevor. I'll give you a little more information about that later, but I was having trouble where the chainsaws were getting kind of beat up and always taking up space in the bed of the UTV when I needed it. And okay, this is I'm just putting some rib nuts in here in the tubing. It's only about 90 thousandths wall tubing, and it was a little bit thin to tap, so I like using these rib nuts, and they pop right in when you've got the tool. I used to do them by hand with just nuts and bolts and washers years ago, but since I got this tool, it really makes them go quick and everyone sets right. So anyhow, the M18 chainsaws, they're pretty expensive, and they get beat up pretty bad in the back of the bed, and they also take up room where you want to put firewood in. So it's just looking for a way to safely carry them that could be, pulled off of it when you don't need them. And I decided this probably would be the easiest way for me to do it. And seeing how I had this old bicycle hitch carrier, I just used a piece of tubing from that and modified it, drilled some more holes in it and stuff. So it's just a piece of 2x2 tubing. You could use any kind of tubing. And these are some cross braces that came with it. I'm just countersinking them to clear those rib nuts I just put in there. And one thing I found out, I thought it would be for the front or the back, but this RTV, they screwed up when they welded in that hitch piece. You can see how it's proud to that one side, and the other side it's back in. Well, there's not a 2-inch opening there the way they put it together. That's really crappy quality. I'm going to have to grind that out some to be able to use this on the front too. I didn't know that till now. I hadn't tried a hitch in it before. But you can see right there, that's all got to be ground out. But anyway, once I grind it out, it'll fit front or back of the machine. And this is a 39-inch box, so it's wide enough that it's within the wheelbase there. And I'm just going to put some masking tape on here so I can start to figure out how I'm going to square everything up on there and mount it all together. So there's where that center of the box, and I went a little bit over an inch off each side there. So I know where that 2-inch piece has to be centered, and I put some marks on there and take a square and draw some lines just to give me a good idea, because you really want this square when it sits on the back. And this toolbox actually is better than I thought. I wanted the black one to put back there, but I just couldn't pass this up. There was like a special deal on this one. There's like a couple extra dollars off. And so I went for this one. And I could always paint it later. But now that I've got it, I like it. It's made out of a light gauge aluminum, but it's really a well-made box. So I was surprised. I'll put a link to it in the description down below in case anybody's interested in it. And there you can see there's those straps, and there's a piece of 2x2, and I'm just marking out the holes now. Figure out exactly where I want to drill in the center of all these brackets and stuff. And right now it's just sitting on there, but I'm going to do the isolator plates before I'll show you in a second. Now for drilling thin metal, I like to use these step bits. They're just so easy, they don't grab and they stay centered. And this one here, I'm using 5/16 hardware, so second click on it when you drill down, you've got a perfect hole in sheet metal, and they don't wander. So you can get these bits at Harbor Freight or anything like that, and even the Harbor Freight ones stand up good, and they're only a couple dollars a set. So now to isolate the aluminum from the steel, you always want to isolate the similar metals, and I'm not sure that paint coating is good enough to do it. I'm just going to I've got a sheet of 0.06 thick UHMW polyethylene here. I'm just going to take a strip off of that and then punch some washers too. So that just keeps things from rotting out fast. Sometimes the dissimilar metals will, corrode really quick, and especially with aluminum, you have problems. So I need some holes for the bolts in there, so I'm just using the Sharpie to draw them on there. And let's just punch these holes. Now I've got a set of old Grizzly gasket punches that I use for, pretty much punching gaskets, punching anything, and all you need is a block of wood in the size punch. They come in multiple sizes, and just cuts perfect holes and stuff like this. Anything soft, whether it be a gasket or it be a piece of rubber or it be a piece of polyethylene like this, you can just knock the holes right in there. And this piece is a little bit thicker than the rib nut thickness, so there's no chance that that'll cause any problems. Everything will sit flat. So there you can see, simple hole in the second, and it goes right around the rib nuts there. So now it's time to start putting it together, which really is going to be pretty simple. And here I'll show you. I had some washers left over from when I did the trailer E-tracks, and some 5/16 hardware, and some galvanized washers there. And now I'm just going to punch some 1.25 inch diameter spacers to put between the those ribs and the box. So again, I'm just using this simple gasket punch set. Sure can save you a lot of money if you go out to buy little washers like this. They cost a fortune, and there you can see they'll be on those 4 points here, isolating them. So let's put it together. Put the rubber washer and the bolt in there, and then I'm going to see now there's rubber involved here for compression and stuff, and there'll be a lot of vibration and stuff from the RTV. I'm going to put a little bit of this blue Loctite on. Now this stuff, you can disassemble it, but it will keep things from loosening up over time. And then that sheet of UHMW, and then we'll just try to get that lined up around the rib nut holes and start them in there and screw them in. And make sure everything is square before I tighten it up, just so it fits nice and square in the back of the machine. And now it's just time to put that rib on, and again I'm just going to put some of this Loctite on there. Anytime you get something with vibration involved, it's really, it doesn't take that long to do, and it's always seems to work pretty good. And notice how I put that countersink down so it goes right around the rib nut, and that'll pull down flat when it's tightened up. Let me just get that started loose, and then go back and line up the other holes that I pre-drilled. And again, I've got the rubber washer, and then I'm going to put these UHMW washers in there and put that together. And then I got to put a washer on the bottom, and I'm not going to put the Loctite on this until I make sure everything lines up on the other side. Then I'll just come back and pull this one out and put a drop of it on there. Alright, so we're doing the other side now. Everything looks perfect. Same thing, and I'm just going to snug these down, tighten them up until that rubber washer is about halfway compressed on the inside. And then it's time to go back and tighten everything up. And then one more strap to do. So it really was just a couple minute job. Seeing how I already had those pieces of that carrier, but just using a piece of 2x2 and some strap metal, you could easily do it. Or you could weld something fancy up too, but I just wanted to do something quick, simple, and it didn't cost much. So get that all together, and then hitch under it. Well, that's way under there, so that's why I needed the long extender. But you can see this slides in there perfect. And let me get down, crawl under it, and get that pin in. And it's out of the way. It's it fits between the tires, so it shouldn't get too full of mud. And it's got plenty of clearance above it for cooling and the exhaust to escape. And actually it worked out pretty good. Just six bolt heads sticking up in there, and that's it. Really nice box, so I was really impressed with it. You can see gas springs on the lid and some reinforcing and stuff like that. And it turned out it's perfect for the Milwaukee saws I have. Now I'm just going to I've got a bunch of these old puppy pads laying around from years ago when we had puppies, and they're the training pads, and they work good for stuff like chainsaws. Like when you get done using these Milwaukee chainsaws, the chain and bar has oil in it, and it's going to drip out. So I figured I'll put some of these down. I can just swap them out as it gets nasty, so it'll be easy to keep clean. And they do work great underneath chainsaws. The oil, they always catch it good, and they don't leak through. So I got this big 16-inch one in there, and then I got the top handle one in there, and there's a little hatchet. Everything fit perfect. Throw a couple of batteries in there. The only thing I had problems with my chainsaw chaps, so I'm going to have to carry them separate, but bar oil fits in there, and got a bunch of wedges in there. And you can see this worked out perfect. Chainsaws are out of the way. I've got full use of the bed when I'm out in the woods, and I've always got the chainsaws with me now because I seem to get a lot of use out of these things. There's always a tree falling down or something laying in the trail or something, so everything fits. Closes nice. Actually, with a little bit of weight in there, that really is sturdy. I was pretty amazed. Also came with some keys. I'll probably not use them though, because I'll just lose them, but you can see it worked out perfect. It opens up against the bottom of the tailgate, just barely kisses it when it opens, and it fits perfect. It's not really behind the tires or anything, and when you open the tailgate on RTV, the box is under it, so I can still load firewood and stuff. So it's just an idea that I thought others might like to try too. And there it is, tailgate's open. You can see you can still walk up and load it, and the box is not in the way at all. So really worked out good for me, and it should keep these saws nice. You know how expensive these electric saws are, so it really does pay to try to make them last. So there it is. Just thought I'd share it, and I'll put some links down there. I think this is really a great box. I was pretty amazed. I just bought it, because it looked like it would work, and wasn't really sure if they'd all fit in there, but turned out it worked perfect. So now at least the saws will be safe in there, and they'll be protected, and I can always carry them with me without them being in the way, and I can just slide that right out of the hitch, and if I want to do something, use it for something else. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.